stories. COSTECH allocates $2 billion for climate change research.
We want to do comprehensive constitutional review so that we can remain relevant.
8 villages reap $14.25 billion from carbon business. Thank you very much for joining us. I am Kanki Mwaigomole. You can also follow us live via our YouTube channel at TBConline and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and X pages at TBConline. The President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, says the government is committed to provide houses for medical doctors in every district to facilitate their work. Dr. Mwinyi expressed the government's commitment at the Abdullah Mzee Hospital in the Mkoani district while laying a foundation stone for the hospital staff houses as part of the commemoration of Zanzibar's 60 years of revolution. Here are more details.
He says the government understands the importance of providing housing services for the medical doctors to make their work easier and more efficient. Dr. Mwinyi assured the people in the island that the government has a plan to build referral hospitals in each region of Zanzibar to ensure proper achievement of basic needs for the people in terms of access to quality health services.
Due to the capacity of the Abdallah Bwana Mzee Hospital, it is currently used as a referral hospital here in Pemba. Due to the excellent services provided in great cooperation with doctors from China, where in 2021 they promised to renovate some areas, which included the construction of houses for hospital staff. Today, the promise has been fulfilled of these buildings. This project for the construction of staff houses will reduce the travel time for hospital staff. Let's continue to congratulate the Chinese government for supporting our government's priorities. The government will build other houses for hospital staff in other district hospitals.
Speaking about inflation rate following the increase in prices of various products, President Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi says the government has instructed the Zanzibar State Trading Corporation to import food items in order to control product prices and ensure food security. The Deputy Minister of Health of Zanzibar, Hassan Hafidh, acknowledges government support in building modern hospitals in each district, which will help to bring services closer and also improve health services in Zanzibar.
Zanzibar will be able to provide the best health care through the regional hospital, which shall be opened in Lumumba under the leadership of President Ali Hassan Mwinyi.
The Tanzania Commission for Science and Technology, COSTECH, has allocated 2 billion Tanzanian shillings for climate change research. Speaking to TBC News, the Director General of the Commission, Dr. Amos Nungu, says the process of collecting applications is expected to start this January, adding that COSTECH has also allocated 2 billion Tanzanian shillings for startups in science and technology as part of promoting the sector in the country for the year 2024.
The government has set aside 2 billion Tanzania shillings to set up a revolving fund that can support these startups.
Furthermore, the Director General insists that the government will continue to create a friendly environment for the innovators and researchers, especially in science and technology, through the provision of funds as part of strengthening the development of science and technology in the country.
To do comprehensive constitutional review so that we can remain relevant to providing the required support to the ecosystem. We've been providing grants, and through Makisat we have been identifying those innovators, and we have been working with the Tanzania Startup Association and other partners.
The 14.25 billion shillings generated from carbon business from 8 villages of Tanganyika Council in Katavi region expected to receive this year inspires the councils of Mpimbwe Council to put a plan in place for their forests of Mount Luambamwamfika to be included into the business. While receiving the report from the beneficiaries of the carbon business in the village of Mpembwe, the councillors were told that the problem of raising money for development projects like building schools, ensuring health insurance and food for students have already been solved through the carbon business funds. Here's a report by Stanley Gazel, read to you by Nasa Kingo.
The whole story started in Mpembe village after people hearing from the beneficiaries of the carbon business who were expected to receive 14.25 billion Tanzanian shillings.
The struggles for funds to run our projects are over, and we hope to do more through the money from the carbon business, because the more we preserve the environment and the more the money increases.
We are not the only beneficiaries. The profits go as far as some communities in Mwanza region, so this carbon business is beneficial to us all. The income obtained is 28.5 billion shillings, so if we divide it into 2, we get a total of 14.25 billion shillings. So out of that, 10% is the council's internal income.
And here the councillors begin to open up on the business.
I have gained a better understanding of carbon business. We have water sources. So if we take care of those water sources, we will enter into the carbon business.
If we cooperate together, we're sure to get these funds.
Emphasis was given by the director of Mpembe Council, Shamimu Moriko, and the district commissioner of Mlele District, Majidi Mwanga.
As we begin the year, let this matter be on our agenda. So when we draft a budget, this should be included.
We need to have a common understanding so we can go back to our councils. Let's go back with a united force to ensure that the benefits we see here is what we will also get.
The visit of the Mpimbwe councillors to learn on carbon business from their counterparts in Tanganyika has been beneficial, and the councillors have decided upon return they will start educating their citizens to conserve the forests, and in this year's budget they will allocate funds for the preparations of their forests for carbon business.
The Permanent Secretary in the President's Office, Regional Administration and Local Government, Aldo Fundunguru, has directed the regional education offices and all the councils in the country to ensure that all the projects implemented in their areas are completed before January the 15th this year. Here's a report by Remy Yasinti, read to you by Nasa Kingo.
The Permanent Secretary gave the directives in the Morogoro region during a working session for the Regional Assistant Administrative Secretaries who deal with education. Ndunguru insists that they will not hesitate to take action against any education officer who does not complete the project within the time set by the government.
You should ensure that all the projects which are being implemented in your area are completed before the 15th of January 2024. There are some of your colleagues who have completed the projects even though they were going through many challenges, but they have been able to complete their projects. As a disciplinary and employment officer, I will make sure that I shall take action against anyone who puts a barrier to completion of the project.
On the other hand, he instructs the education officers to fully supervise teaching in schools, and action should be taken to the teachers who do not fulfill their duties.
All teachers should fulfill their duties so that to increase performances, different measures will be taken to all teachers who will go against the work plan. By the end of the year, Standard 3 and Form 1 students should be able to master the English language. We examined children on March last year, and the performance has increased by 37%, while on September last year, their performances had reached 23%. I would like to congratulate teachers for managing well the quality of our students in academic matters.
The chairman of the education officers in the country, Michael Ligola, explains how they will manage the projects and ensure their completion on time.
We'll make sure that we complete the construction before the 15th of this month.
The Deputy Minister, Prime Minister's Office, Labour, Youth Employment and Persons with Disabilities, Patrobas Katambi, directs the Defence and Security Forces to collaborate in controlling illegal crossings at the border areas and take actions to those who fail to adhere to the rules and regulations at the border. Katambi has given the directive at the one-stop border post at Namanga in Longido District, Arusha region, insisting that the border area officers should continue to take precautions by using modern machines and tools to facilitate services as well as to conduct careful inspections. Here's a report by Sechelela Kongola, read to you by Nasa Kingo.
The government has invested modern technology and machinery at border areas in order to ensure safety and facilitate migration activities from one country to another. Despite the huge investment, there has been a challenge of people using illegal means to get in and out of the country.
On the part of both countries, let's continue to control illegal crossing, having police on both sides of Kenya and Tanzania. RIL helps to control illegal crossing by the Immigration Department through its control unit, helps to control people who pass without following the proper procedures.
The issue of thorough search is also mentioned.
It is to ensure safety within the borders. I argue continue to take precautions in the machines you have been given for the safety of the people and the vehicles.
The Commissioner of Immigration, Bulubu Nkanga, insists that the agreement between Tanzania and Kenya to allow the citizens interaction without special permission for 20 kilometers in all directions has been a success.
It has been brought benefits because one can go to Kenya within 20 kilometers or Tanzania within 20 kilometers.
The Minister of Industry and Trade, Dr. Ashatu Kijaji, says that Tanzania is ready to produce high-quality electrical products and be able to sell to Africa and the world. Dr. Kijaji made the remarks when she visited the Multi Cable Limited MCL factory that produces electrical equipment in Keko, Dar es Salaam. The visit that aims to inspect the equipment produced in local factories, the employees' environment, in order to improve the environment and solve the existing challenges. Kijaji says Tanzania is working with the East Africa regional markets and the Southern Africa Development Community SADC markets and will ensure that the products reach those markets.
We have a reason to support the manufacturers of electrical equipment in our country, so they may be part of African countries that export electrical goods. We are responsible for finding markets and are ready to ensure that electrical goods reach various countries in the world.
On the other hand, the lawyer of the MCL company, Kasmari Ahmed, says the company manufactures all electrical equipment, including transformers, meters, cables, since 2002, and the major stakeholders are TANESCO and RARE.
Meters and transformers. We are looking forward to increase efficiency in our country, especially in the provision of employment to youth and to raise the country's economy.
The factory has provided more than 1,000 jobs for Tanzanians. The Deputy Minister of Energy, Judith Kapinga, has instructed the Tanzania Concrete Pour Manufacturing Company and the Electrical Transmission and Distribution Construction Services to diligently carry out their duties for the wider interests of our country. Both companies are subsidiaries of the Tanzania Electric Supply Company, TANESCO. Kapinga has given the instructions when he met and held talks with the companies at the ministry's office in Dar es Salaam. He has directed the Tanzania Concrete Pour Manufacturing Company to be vigilant while making agreements for joint ventures or while entering into contracts. She has also directed electrical transmission and distribution construction service to complete their duties and priority projects on time without compromising expected quality. The Deputy Minister reminds the companies to realize that the funds they receive for implementing the projects are government funds, so they should be used productively to bring positive results. Before we wind up the local news tonight, let us now have a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Stay tuned for the latest in the international news. And here's the international news as compiled and read to you by Nyambona Masamba.
The head of Sudan Paramilitary Rapid Support Forces is in Kenya on the latest League of Africa tour that aimed to secure regional support. Mohamed Hamdan Dagalo has met Kenyan President William Ruto in the capital Nairobi. The discussions focuses on the fight between RSF and Sudanese army. It has been going on nearly 9 months. Ruto expressed confidence on ongoing talks could bring lasting peace to Sudan. To West Africa, the former president of Sierra Leone has been offered temporary exile in Nigeria. Ernest Bai Koroma has been charged for treason after a failed coup in November and government attacked military barracks and a prison. He will be heading to Abuja on Thursday if the deal approved by the Sierra Leone current president. The exile is a part of the deal blocked by the regional bloc ECOWAS. We're heading to Latin America. 31 migrants kidnapped in northeast Mexico last week was heading to U.S. border have been rescued. They were abducted in the region considered among the most dangerous of kidnapping and extortion. For months, migration policy experts and human rights activists have warned over worsening kidnapping crisis in Madalipas, especially in the new city of Reynosa along U.S.-Mexico border. 2023 saw a record number of people attempt to cross the border to Mexico into the U.S. Experts say where are migrants, there are criminal groups who seek to exploit them. According to the non-profit group Inside Crimes, migrants kidnappings in Mexico generate $20 million a year for human traffickers. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Al-Khamenei has vowed a harsh response to a bomb attack on a class marking the anniversary of spy master Qasem Soleiman's assassination by the U.S. The attack in Kelman in southern Iran killed 84 people and wounded many more. The death toll was revised down on Thursday morning by the head of Iran's emergency services from earlier figure of 95. President Ibrahim Raisi's political deputy, Mohammed Jamshid, blamed Israel and the U.S. However, the U.S. said it had no indication that Israel was involved and dismissed any suggestion that Washington was involved. Suspicion may fall on Arab separatists and Sunnis jihadist groups like Islamic State, IS, who have carried out attacks on civilians and security forces in the country in recent years. At the time, IS welcomed the death of Iranian General Qasem Soleiman, whose militia fought against the group in Iraq for years. Soleiman was seen as the most powerful figure in Iran after the supreme leader before he was killed in a U.S. drone strike in neighboring Iraq in 2020.
And that was the international news. It's now time for the sports news. And in sports news, Taifa Stars players Haji Mnoga and Charles Mumbwahaji say their dream to play African Cup of Nations 2023 have come true, and they are ready to showcase their skills when the tournament kicks off on January the 13th in Ivory Coast. Speaking in Taifa Stars camp in Egypt, they insist that they believe that the competition will be difficult, but they are well prepared for the tournament.
My dream since I was young. I used to watch the football on TV with my dad, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'm happy to be here, happy to be achieving my dreams and to keep pushing on. I think the squad's very good. I think we're in a very good place. Yeah, we've been training really well, really hard. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the team come together and do really well.
The team is training very hard, and with the coaches and the trainers, we're training very hard, and we are ready to compete with any team. The tournament is difficult. We've got a lot of difficult competition in our group. You know, very big teams, but we are ready. We are ready for anyone. We are ready to take anyone, and we are trying to win the competition like any team. So we're ready.
Taifa Stars continues with preparations for the AFCON in Egypt, and they will play their host Egypt national team in a friendly match on Sunday. The Confederation of Africa Football CAF today announced a 40% increase in the prize money for the winner of the Africa Cup of Nations AFCON Côte d'Ivoire 2023. The winner of the AFCON Côte d'Ivoire 2023 will receive $7 million, which is equivalent to 17.6 billion Tanzanian shillings. The runner-up of the AFCON Côte d'Ivoire 2023 will now get $4 million. Each of the two semi-finalists will receive $2,500, and each of the quarter-finalists $1,300. The president of the CAF, Dr. Patrice Mashepe, says CAF has made significant progress over the past 2 years in increasing the prize money of the AFCON and all its other major competitors or competitions, believing that will contribute to developing football and also benefit all the football stakeholders. Tanzania football fans are delighted that they'll be able to watch the Africa Cup of Nations tournament through Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation channel, TBC. Speaking to TBC News in Dar es Salaam, the fans believe that the opportunity given to them by the national television will give them the chance to watch football matches without incurring any costs and across the country. TBC has secured right to broadcast Africa Cup of Nations AFCON Côte d'Ivoire 2023, about 54 matches for TV and all the 64 matches through TV, expecting to kick off from January the 13th. And Taifa Stars will play its first match against Morocco on January the 17th.
I thank the leadership of TBC for giving us such an opportunity, because all the people with radio and TV will have the opportunity to watch the match. In general, we'll grow now. We love TBC because they appreciate the community. I congratulate them very much. TBC is a good thing.
And that is the sports news. And now, before we conclude the news bulletin, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Once again, this is 24 hours weather forecast from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. Rainfall signals are distributed over the most part of our country, while the strongest ones are over northern Eastern Highland, entire coast, together with southern part of our country. And TMY issue an advisory of expecting heavy precipitation at times over northern Eastern Highland, entire coast, southern region, together with Njombe and Songwe regions. Please take note on that. For tonight, we expect future partly conditions, thunder shower over Fury over the Lake Victoria Basin western part together with central part, while the rest part of our country expect future cloud conditions, thunder shower over some areas. For tomorrow, we expect future partly conditions, thunder shower over Fury and sun period over the Lake Victoria Basin western part together with central part, while the rest part of our country expect future cloud conditions, thunder shower over some area and sun interval. Let's have a look for the 4 days weather forecast for some part of our country, starting from the day after tomorrow. Dear viewer, we thank you for watching us and have a good night.
That marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. tonight. On behalf of the whole team, I am Kanki Mwegomore. Good night.